All right, we're recording. We're recording. Core 2, March 21st. We're for week 2, and it's relationships and triangles. Here's my picture for the week. And then close your eyes. Close your eyes. I told you to close your eyes. I already did the monkey last week. Okay, quarter ends May 21st, which is 2 months away. So don't slack and get behind. Alrighty, so let's talk about these steps again super quick. Or you could just pause and read it. Why don't you guys pause and read it? All right, pause and read it. Okay, so when we're talking about this one, how would we assume the opposite is true? It's not writing. So what's 1A? What's the answer to 1A? Ready, set, go. Cool. So triangle XYZ is an equilateral triangle. How do we assume the opposite is true? Good job. Yeah, we need to put that over there, huh? Yeah, the whatever. I would concur on that one. I know. We always do English and math, but you know, agree. Okay, number 3. Let's read through this and then I'll show you kind of how to set it up. Cleveland traveled over 360 miles on his trip, making just 2 stops. Using direct reasoning to prove that he traveled more than 120 miles in one leg of his trip. Doesn't matter. We'll put him on a moped. So we're going to assume there's a word S. Assume that each leg is less is less than 120 miles. B, oh, I don't want the equals part, sorry. Back off on the equals. Oh, I could use the equals though, because it says more than. And B is less than 120 miles. If we add A plus B, it's going to be less than or equal to 120 plus 120. So A plus B has to be less than 240 miles. But we said that he went 360 miles. So therefore, one of them has to be greater than 120. Anyway, that's how you do indirect proofs. They're kind of cool. So now we want to talk about the triangle inequality. Now, if I have any two sides of any triangle, when I add them together, they have to be greater than the third side. So red plus blue has to be greater than green. Blue plus green has to be greater than red. And green plus red has to be greater than blue. So tell me which of these two triangles, either A or B, will make a triangle. Ready, set, go. A what? That's what Canadians say, is A. They say take off A. Okay. So how would we prove that you're right? What about this one? Good. What about this one? Are they all three true? Cool. So then we have a triangle that's like squishy. What about this other one? How would we set it up similarly? It's supposed to be greater than, right? But it's not. So what does that mean? No triangle. So what this means is I have length 11, then I have a 2, then I have an 8, and you go, oh, they can't connect. So you have no triangle. All right. All right, you guys figure it out. Which one could not be its value? Why? Why can't F or 7 work? So why can't it work? All right, so you picking a different number? Okay, so let's prove. If I have 7 plus 13, is that greater than 9? Okay, what about 7 plus 9? Is that greater than 13? What about 13 plus 9? Is that greater than 7? Okay, so this one actually makes a triangle. Let's find another one. What do you think? Is is it as in not it? Is not it as in it? 13 plus 9, is that greater than 22? Yeah, no, so therefore no triangle. Yeah, good job. See if there's another one here. Alrighty, you ready? AB and AC are the same. On all three, right? Carjacked. So what we're gonna, AB and AB are all the same, right? AC and AC are all the same. What about BC? How do you know? I did. Okay, so which one's the smallest? First, second, or third? Okay, which one's the biggest? All right, be nice. Okay, what about the angle A or BAC? So let's black arc mark. What happens with that angle as BC gets bigger? Yeah, so they're related. Yep. This one's the big. Just being nice to each other. Okay. Can't remember what I was going to ask you. Oh, okay. So the question is, which is bigger, JK or MQ? Why? Well, they're not the same triangle, but they have two legs that are the same. Kind of like our jack. It has two legs that are the same. But depending on the angle depends on the third side. So is JK bigger or MQ? Yeah, JK is bigger. And it is because of the angle. Cool. Which one is bigger? Which angle? Which angle is bigger? I didn't ask whether S was. It's SRT, just the blue angle, or VRT. I didn't ask that. I only asked the green angle or the blue angle. Which one's bigger? Why? Yeah, and we can know that because the leg it's chomping. Like if I put teeth on here, it's chomping it has a bigger bite. So that means the angle has to be bigger. Whereas 6 is a smaller side, so the mouth is open on a smaller. Cool, huh? All right, gotta read through this one. I always have to draw pictures. You think group B, why? Did I do that right? Did I draw those angles right? You think so? I'm hoping so. What's this inside angle, the blue angle? What are the blue angles? Yeah, it's 105. So which one actually has a greater angle? It has a greater red angle, but that's not the one that's like being measured from this distance, right? Yeah, group A. So it's got to be group A. But that's why it's like really important to draw a pretty picture. And because for me, I would have picked group B just because it said 75 degrees. But once I draw the picture, I'm like, oh, I have to find the supplement of 75 to know that it's less than 110. Super cool. All right, we got to find the range for the possible values of x. Well, if they were similar triangles, we would. But they never said they were similar because I put that little hinge, this is all the hinge theorem stuff. So we got to see how 5x, oh wait, I need to undo that one. Fifty and 50 are the same. So 5x plus 2 is going to be connected in a way to 47. Should it be bigger or smaller than 47? What do you think? No, because we don't want, well, their angles aren't equal. 68 and 55 aren't. I know, but 68 and 55 aren't. Not equals, but less than for sure. So respect to, so x has to be less than 9. And it has to be greater than 50. Wait, no, it doesn't. Okay, we're good. Uh-oh. I think we're done. Boo-hoo for you. Your brain hurts. Well, when I write, it doesn't show up exactly what I write, so it's a little bit annoying. Do you have any questions? Me neither. Have a fabulous spring break. What do I want to be? I want to be a demolition queen. I want to go around the country, find really old buildings, and push them over.